Hey everyone, welcome back to another spearfishing adventure. Today I'm here on Qeshm Island in the city of Suza, and we are heading out to the end of that old pier attached to the fish processing factory. Last week during the war, this factory was hit by a missile. Because of that, we decided not to come here for a while, but now we are back. It's summertime and the water is warm and there aren't many good fish around these depths, but we came anyway and I was able to land a few nice fish. My friend Ahmad was with me as well, and he managed to catch a few fish too. He's a local and he lives right here in Suza. I leave a link to his channel here, so go check it out if you are interested. So make sure you hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. The intro you just saw was actually filmed 2 weeks ago, but a week later I came back here again for another spearfishing trip and I got some footage. So I'll show you that footage first and then I'll take you back to the day when I filmed the intro you just saw. First of all, I put a screenshot of my dive computer like here so you can see how many dives I did that day. I did 61 dives in total. My longest dive was 1 minute and 42 seconds and my maximum depth was around 12 meters. I wanted to show you that I was doing a lot of dives that day. On my first dive, I made it down to the bottom and started looking for a fish. The visibility was terrible that day, but by my last dive the visibility had actually gotten a lot better. It still wasn't perfect though. And here you can see an orange-spotted Trevally coming in, and I slowly brought my gun around and lined up my shot. And as you can see, right as I pulled the trigger, the fish turned to the right. The spear didn't even touch it, so yeah, I missed that opportunity. So I headed down to the bottom again, and here you can see a school of Indian Mackerel. So I slowly moved my gun through the school and took my shot, but I missed again and I couldn't land any of them. On my next dive you can see my flasher. The visibility was really good here. I headed toward my flasher, went down to the bottom and started looking around. Then I spotted my friend Ahmad and I called him over because there were 2 Golden Trevallies right next to him and he hadn't seen them. I pointed them out to him and he took a shot at one of them and landed it. The other one came toward me, so I pointed my gun at it. And as you can see in the slow motion, I landed the shot. I hit the fish, but somehow it managed to tear itself off the spear and swim away. So I lost that fish too. And finally, Ahmad landed this 3.2 kilogram grouper, and that was it for the day. So everything from this point to the end of the video was filmed on the same day I recorded the intro. Here I'm getting my Rife Euro 90 ready and heading out to the old Iron Pier. While I was doing my breath up, I came across this friendly batfish. It was really comfortable around me, swimming right next to me, and it was such a beautiful fish. As we were heading toward the end of the pier, Ahmad made a drop. I heard his shot, so I started recording and I saw that he had landed a shot on an orange-spotted Trevally. He told me that he had dropped down to the bottom and lay there and a school of Trevallies came in. He managed to get a shot on one of them. I made a drop at the same area, but I couldn't find anything. Ahmad stayed there while I continued moving forward. On the next dive, I spotted a school of orange-spotted Trevallies. I followed them and wanted to take a really clean shot, but I hesitated for a second and the fish disappeared into the murk. I lost that opportunity. On my next dive, as I reached the end of the pier, you can see all this school of small fish. I head down again and made my drop. I spotted a school of big orange Trevallies, but they disappeared before I could get a shot. I reached the bottom, laid down and started waiting for the fish to come back in. I waited there for a while, but I couldn't see anything, so I headed back to the surface. While I was doing my breath up at the surface, a couple of huge trevallies suddenly came in. I didn't even have to make a drop. I just took the shot from the surface and managed to land one. The fish immediately took off toward the pier pillars. It pulled me through the water for a bit, but I managed to get back to the surface while the fish disappeared between the pillars. I did another breath up and went back down to get the fish, but my shooting line had gotten tangled around the pier pillars. I worked my way toward the fish, and as you can see, the visibility was a little better down here. I finally reached the fish. I really wanted to land one of these big trevallies, and when they came up toward the surface, I didn't hesitate this time. I took the shot and landed it. As you can see, the visibility near the surface is actually pretty good, but the bottom is really murky. I managed to land this fish, and I think this might be the biggest orange spotted trevally I've ever caught. On my next dive at the same spot, I started my descent to the bottom. The visibility down here was much better and the murk was almost gone. I was planning to lay on the bottom, wait and look for fish. There were a small school of fish all around, including trevallies and other species. A small school of golden trevallies came in, but they disappeared pretty quick. I stayed there and waited, and eventually the school of golden trevallies came back. I picked one out, lined up my shot and landed it. And here you can see a mod starting his descent. And this is the golden trevally I caught on my previous dive. On my next dive and final dive, I started my descent again. I was following two schools of orange spotted trevallies, some smaller fish and some bigger ones. This time I didn't hesitate. I took my shot right away and landed it. I didn't want to make the same mistake as before and let the fish disappear into the murk. I really didn't want to miss this one. I landed the fish and started heading back to the surface. This is another orange spotted trevally. Here is a screenshot of my dive computer log. That day I did 53 dives in total. My longest dive was 1 minute and 24 seconds and my deepest dive was around 12.5 meters. Here I'm taking the 3 fish to get them weighed. The middle-sized trevally weighed 1.14 kilograms. The biggest one weighed 2.56 kilograms and the smallest one was 500 grams. At the end of the video, I went to a local fish market to ask about the price. I was planning to sell the fish there, but because their bodies were pretty badly torn up and I hadn't landed clean headshots, they wouldn't buy them. But luckily, one of my friends bought all 3 fish from me. The total weight was 4.2 kilograms of trevally. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comments.